Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I know it's been a while since I've been in front of the camera, but I've got my videographer Carrie with me today. Hey, if you want to see him help me out full time, and I'd love to hire him full time, help us get more views. We need about 10 million views a month to make that happen. So what do we have today? The 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 HD. This is the AT4 trim level. It has a sticker price of $86,690. Is it worth that sticker price? Well, let's find out what you get for that. A redesigned front end, new look on the grille. You're gonna see quite a few features here. In fact, we have the forward-facing camera right here, and I'm gonna let Carrie stay right where he is. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Watch this. So I'm gonna hop up into the truck, and I'm gonna fire things up real quick. I'm gonna start the truck for just a second here and watch what happens. See that? That's the front camera washer. And the reason why I wanted to show you that is because you don't have to have that up on the infotainment screen, but anytime you run the windshield washer fluid, it automatically sprays that stream of windshield washer fluid across the front camera just to keep it clean. In case you saw that and wondered what that was for, that's what it is. Or if you ever maybe ran the windshield washer fluid and you noticed there's some water up here or some windshield washer fluid, you think, uh-oh, something's wrong. No, it's not. It just cleaned the camera off. So we also have the newly redesigned front headlight housings here. Everything is LED, the headlights, the daytime running lights, everything here. On the AT4 trim level, when it comes to knowing that those Rams out there, the Fords, the Toyotas, the Nissans, whatever you're pulling out of the snow and the sand and the mud, they're gonna see the red tow hooks here on the AT4 trim level and know, okay, that's where we need to hook things up so you can pull me out. So let's move along here. We're gonna have the 275 on our width, 65 series sidewall wrapped around the gloss black wheels. Tell me what you think about that. Do you like gloss black? Do you not? Would you rather see maybe a chrome look on these wheels? Everybody has their preferences. Tell me what yours is. It's gonna have the Duramax logo right here, the 6.6 liter. So that tells you what's under the hood. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that because that has improved, more horsepower, more torque. That means more towing and payload capabilities as well. You're still going to have your trailering mirrors right here. Gonna have a little bit of gloss black up here on the top, turn signal indicators built in, and obviously you've got quite a few different areas all around the truck with the LED lighting. Not only there, I'll let Carrie come around on this side and show you what's there as well. When you're working after dark, you won't have any trouble seeing whatsoever. And that's not the only place where that is. But before we move on from the mirrors right here, let me show you a couple of things real quick. So here's what you have. You can fold those in, obviously. This is nothing new, but we're just gonna show you what all is here. And then obviously you can extend those mirrors out automatically. That's a good thing. You don't have to worry about trying to finagle them into place the way you might with, say, the Rams when they're not power mirrors. And we also have the power side steps right here. Now, this is not going to have the step where you can actually kick the button on the back of it and it comes all the way back, but that's okay because as long as you can step all the way up here, you do have the step built into the bed so that you can reach into the front portion of the bed and not have to worry about having to get in through the back, whatever the case is. We're also going to have passive entry right here. So as long as you have the remote on your person, you hit that button right there, you can unlock or lock all four doors. Now, you don't have it on the back door here. That would be a good thing. Another thing I know everybody likes to know about, there's your remote. For 2024, it does have remote start. I know people love to see that feature. Now we'll move our way here. I do want to show you one thing here. There is obviously where you're going to put your fuel in. Yes, there's the unnecessary cap right there for the diesel exhaust fluid. Yeah, I know. We'll just say that and leave it at that. Something that's not necessary, right? Okay, so let's move on to the rear here. And I'll let Carrie take a quick look inside the bed from his vantage point. so I can show you some more of the lighting there as far as the LED lighting goes right here, angled towards the front of the bed. We also have the cab light up there. You'll notice that power sliding rear window. And there's one more light back here on the tailgate that will also aid at night. Right here, just helps to kind of illuminate this area right here. GMC doing a great job. Now, that's nothing new, I know, but just to show you what all is here. You're also going to have the LED taillights. One of my favorite features here when it comes to getting into the bed is going to be the bumper step right here, or the corner steps. Those are nice and large, good sure-footed experience. You also have one of the greatest multitaskers on any truck that I've seen, the Multi-Pro tailgate. So here's what you can do with this. First, I'm going to open it like this. You can use this area as a table if you want to. So I mean, for me, that's perfect. I could eat lunch right there. I could set up a tripod and have a meeting, a Zoom meeting, whatever the case is. But that's not all. I'm starting to sound like an infomercial. I promise I'm not selling any OxyClean or anything like that. But you have a bed extender. So what happens is if you have something that is going to jut up this way and you want it to maybe have something to kind of sit up against, you have that right here. And again, not trying to sound like an infomercial, but that's not all. So it does open as a conventional tailgate, obviously. And then you have bed extender option number 2, right there. And so obviously we can butt things against that. That helps as well. And then you can also open this area right here. And one thing I like about this is that, yes, it is a step, but before I turn it into a step, here's the thing. If you need to get a little bit closer to what's in the bed and reach up here into this area, well, that gives you a little bit more space to get closer. So you can also put that down and use that as a step. It does have the graphite material that reminds me of when I was a kid in the 1980s. I think of grip tape on a skateboard. We used to customize that. It's too bad GMC doesn't let you customize that and do your own designs here, but nobody would probably do that. Now you do have a handle right here. Now here's something for me that would be a great thing to see GMC do. Tell me what you think about this. Maybe one of these handles on both sides. There's room over there for it. There could be a lot of advantages to that. If you have 2 people getting into the bed at the same time, guess what? That makes it a lot easier. Now, for me personally, I don't really need that necessarily, especially on a 1500. On these 2500s or the 3500s, yeah, you probably do need that right there. The handle, especially for getting out, but it's not too bad to try and hop in and out without the use of the handle. Now, you do have all of your hookups here for everything, for trailering. It's already pre-wired. Everything is ready to go. And everything is already preset for 5th wheel or gooseneck. And then over on the other side, we're going to have the power outlet right there. Carrie will pick that up and show you, open the cover right there to show you what's there. So when it comes to towing, 22,500 pounds, quite an improvement, and it can go up even beyond that. And if that's not enough, on these 2500s, when properly equipped with the proper setup, the 3500s can tow up to 36,000 pounds. Okay, a couple of things I do want to show you here before we move on and talk about the engine and all that good stuff. You do have the optional lights right here, so you can put those in. You can also have the kicker audio system, so this truck can kind of be the ultimate tailgating truck. And there's one more feature here that you can use the step for. You can use it as a seat. It holds up to 350 pounds. So if you go up to 350 pounds and 1 ounce, well, it might break. I don't really know. Let's not test that. But in case you have, you know, all your girlfriends or whatever sitting on the back of the truck here, well, just make sure they're really thin and don't weigh more than 350 pounds combined. And in case somebody wanted to know about additional connections, yes, everything, literally everything you need is here. And if you're wondering what this is, most people I think know, but that's how you're going to gain access to your spare tire. You're going to unlock that. You'll actually put the tire iron in there and then work the tire down where you can actually gain access to it. Okay, let's talk about what's under the hood. The 6.6 liter Duramax diesel, 470 horsepower. 975 pounds-feet of torque. Is it the highest in class? No. Will it get the job done? Absolutely. Going to be mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, whether you go with the 6.6-liter Duramax diesel or the 6.6-liter gas engine. And I wanted to cover one more thing. You're going to notice the lights on the top of the cab up there. Those are also LED. They're going to be orange during the day and actually be white at night. Kind of an interesting thing, but I thought I would show that to you. This is probably the best angle we can give you because I don't have a ladder, and I don't think Morgan Buick GMC would be happy if I stood on the hood or had Carrie stand on the hood and film it up close. Okay, let's talk about interior. One advantage, no matter what GMC truck you buy for 2024, you've got a nice long cab here. So with these 2500 HD models, there is a ton of space for rear seat passengers back here. I do like the fact that you have the floor mats here with the carpet inserts. So the good thing is that you can unbutton that, unfasten that, and take those out. So when you're out in an area where everyone's feet are gonna be dirty, or their boots, not their feet. I don't know, I guess they could be running around with no shoes or boots on. I don't know, that's kind of risky, isn't it? But anyway, they're not gonna get dirty. That's the point. The carpet isn't going to get dirty. You're also going to be able to lift up both sides of the seats here. Yeah, I know we have a lot underneath here. This truck literally just came in off the truck. We unwrapped everything to show it to you. And I'll let Carrie show you the in-seat storage over on that side. Something I really like that GMC does, just giving you more options as far as functionality goes. We also have the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in. A lot of functionality there as far as that goes. We're also going to have, you know, I tell you, no one's gonna go thirsty. We have cup holders on top of the center console right there, as well as the rear air conditioning vents. The buttons right here are going to be for the heated outboard seats. And then a couple of options for USB connectivity. I'm gonna let Carrie stay right there. I'm gonna go up here. I do wanna show you one thing here, and that is the fact that you have a sunroof. Now, it is a conventional size sunroof. I honestly am a little surprised we haven't seen GMC offer a panoramic sunroof yet, for those of you who may want that. Now, for me personally, I'm happy with no sunroof, because typically, if you open it regularly, eventually the gasket's gonna wear out and it's going to leak. Okay, we're gonna start off here in the front seat. We didn't show you the door bins in the rear seat area, but basically they're the same size here in the front. I'm gonna let Carrie show you that. And you have the jet black with the Kalahari interior here as far as the contrast stitching and everything goes. You've got the inserts here and the AT4 logo in the headrest. Now, the only thing, if I was going to sound the gong, is put that on the back headrests as well. It just seems to match that way. And we're also going to have, let's see if I can get this to open. There we go. The upper and the lower glove boxes. Quite a bit of space there. That's one thing I really like about these trucks, is there is a lot of space throughout for storage, no matter what you may want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Carrie hop into the truck here, and we're gonna keep going on what we have because there are some more changes to talk about. I'm gonna reach down here. We're gonna fire things up, light up that 6.6 liter turbo diesel under the hood. Let's turn our fan speed down. Now, both seats are heated, and thank you, GMC. They're also ventilated because it's getting hot here in Northwest Louisiana, and we like to have that be the case. So, let me move this. You have the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And in my personal opinion, if you go with a 1500, you're gonna have the shifter down here on most trim levels. I think the column shifter right here really fits this truck extremely well. So that's a good thing. Now, I'm gonna grab the camera real quick from Carrie and give him a little bit of a break, plus his arms aren't quite long enough to reach over here in this big of an interior. But what we have here, let's get rid of that. Here's what we can do. You can change your display layout. I'm gonna show you a couple of things about that just so you can see what is here on the 12.3-inch screen, the digital instrument cluster for the driver. There is so much here that you can go and change literally everything. I'm not gonna go and change it all. I just wanna show you what all is here as far as the features and the functionality go. I mean, you can customize this thing however you want to. So just so you can see that. And earlier when I was running the windshield washer fluid and spraying that across the camera, hopefully you could see that. This is what I was using. I was just pushing this button right here. There's nothing special that you have to do. So you've got your cruise control and all your steering wheel mounted controls and everything, and seat memory over here on the driver's side, but not on the passenger side. I think that should be there, honestly. Here are the buttons for controlling those side view mirrors. We looked at the functionality of all of that earlier, and changes right here as far as your drive mode selector and all of the functionality for the lighting. Let's go through our drive modes real quick. We have off-road, we have normal, and looks like that's all we're going to have is those two modes. So I'm going to hand Carrie back the camera real quick, and we'll move on right here to the 13.4-inch screen. Now, one thing I'm not going to demonstrate here, if you have Google in your house, I don't want to set that off, but you do have Google Assistant here, so you can ask all sorts of questions and do all that kind of stuff. We're not going to do that today, so we don't set anybody's stuff off. But the good thing is that you can use that for everything, including Google Maps. So that's a good thing. Obviously, you can pair your phone and do all that good stuff. And what about our camera views? Let's take a quick look at that. Now, there is the front camera. There is what it looks like when you run the windshield washer fluid and run the front camera washer. And no, it's not a big deal because this truck actually hasn't been cleaned yet. So I don't want to hear any complaints or read any complaints in the comment section. There's your rear view camera. It's amazing what people complain about in comment sections on these videos, but we'll give you the different views and everything that you have here as far as the up to as many as 14 different camera views on and around the truck. Absolutely amazing what you have here. And there's one more view. If I couldn't find Carrie, that's where I would be looking, because he would probably be sleeping in the bed because I wore him out shooting today's videos. Dual zone climate control right here. You can sync those if you want to. Everything here, very easy to use, very easy to figure out. And I'm just going to do this for demonstration purposes. But yes, you do have the 3 settings for the heated seats, but I am leaving that on. And several different one-touch buttons right here. I probably don't have to tell you too much about what is there. You will see that you can put the tailgate down here. You can also do that with the remote, or the way I showed you earlier. Now, one thing that has changed for 2024, you might notice, there's no wireless charging pad here. And you're probably saying to yourself, for that sticker price, there's no wireless charging pad? Well, that's because it's moved. It's right here. I'm going to open the lid on the center console just so I can demonstrate that for you. There's where that is. I don't know why the phone didn't come on. There it is. It came on finally. And so that's where your wireless charging pad is. You just kind of deposit your phone down in there almost. So we've got that. Got our cup holders over here. Everything you need for towing and all that good stuff. The AT4 logo is going to be right here on the center console lid that doubles as a nice large armrest. And then when we open that up, there is a ton of space in there. You can take the little tray out right there. If I wanted to serve some snacks to Carrie, I could do that with the tray right there, that kind of thing. But the good thing is that you have all that space down in there. You also have the power outlet right here. You can conceal that away. And then more USB options right there. There's a lot of USB connectivity throughout this truck. So, as far as that goes, those are the changes for 2024. You're going to notice the changes to the dashboard and everything here. But why don't we get out on the road and see what it's like to drive this truck? Okay, couple of things. I forgot to mention earlier in the video, you do have a nice head-up display. You probably saw the controls for that over here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel on the dashboard. And you can probably also see that you have the rear view camera mirror up here. So I turned that on, forgot to show that earlier as well. So what can you expect if you're going to drive one of these trucks? Well, it definitely doesn't have Cadillac smoothness, but that's what happens when you have the strong towing capabilities that this truck has to tow over 22,000 pounds. But once you have some weight in the bed and maybe a little more weight in the truck, pulling something on the bumper or even a gooseneck or a fifth wheel, it's going to help a little bit to make the ride a little bit better. You could add airbags if you wanted to back there, spend a little extra money to do that, but it is doable. But I tell you what, when you need this truck to get up and go, especially, well, whether you're pulling a trailer or not, it will get up and go. It might kind of surprise you a little bit depending on how much weight you have back there. But some friends of mine that have a 2500 like this, it's not the current generation of the diesel engine that's under the hood of this one, but we took off from a dead stop with about 12,000 pounds on the bumper, and you couldn't hardly tell that it was there. So, and apparently this truck in front of us that you just saw back out probably couldn't tell that I was here coming down the road, and they pulled out in front of us. Good thing I was paying attention. So anyway, a very enjoyable truck to drive. It's definitely going to get the job done in any situation that you need to put it in, basically. Really good truck. Very comfortable interior. I would really say this borders on luxurious. It pretty much is a luxury truck, but it has typical pickup truck features and functionality. And apparently that driver in front of us, his lane keep assist is not on because he's having a little trouble staying in his lane, and he's also doing 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. Sorry, it's kind of hard for me not to get distracted by bad drivers around here. But other than that, hey, he used his blinker. At least he did that right. Other than that, I really have nothing else that I could really tell you about this truck. The only negative thing I can really say is that, well, ultimately, that bad driver is the only thing I could say bad as far as this goes. These trucks are great. They're going to get the job done, plenty of space. And this obviously isn't the highest trim level. You can get the long bed, whatever the case is. If you don't want a diesel engine, you have an option for that. So a lot to really talk about here with this truck to make it very desirable for those who are in the market for an HD truck. One thing I did want to show you before I forgot, the animated headlights, or the animated lights running with the daytime running lights, but just so you can see what's there, just something added value of sorts from GMC. So tell me what you think. Is this truck worth the sticker price of $86,690? Tell me what your answer is, and tell me why you answer the way that you did. Gotta say a special thanks to my friends at Morgan Buick GMC for loaning us this truck for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.